Hey, what's up guys, it's Carson. We're gonna go through a mobility flow session. This is just for a general purpose, so you can kind of use this whenever you want. It can help out with some recovery. If you want, you could do this maybe earlier part of the day if you'll have time, or later part of the day if you have time, even on a day where you do a workout as well. This should just help improve your circulation and kind of work out some of the stiffness and some of the soft tissue in your body. If you want, you can kind of fast forward or rewind to parts of the video that you want to focus on, but the whole video here is going to go over the total body. So we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off in a quadruped position. So all fours, hands are directly underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and knees just as far apart away as your hands are from one another. We're going to start off with a cat and cow, or the hollowed arch. So you want to think about inhaling as you reach away using your arms. You arch your back, round out your back. What I'm doing here is I'm squeezing my abs, squeezing my glutes. It's rounding out that back here. Again, I'm reaching away. I'm going to go into an arched position here. I'm thinking about squeezing my shoulders together. Exhaling. And I'm going to inhale deeply and slowly as I go round my back out. Again, reaching away with your arms nice and straight. Squeezing your abs, squeezing your glutes, holding that contraction. And exhale as we start to arch. Big chest, shoulders are squeezed together. One more time, inhale. Abs are tight, glutes are tight. And exhale, starting to arch, shoulders squeezing together. And relax. We're going to stay in this position here. What we're going to do is we're going to push our hips back into our ankles a little bit, just like this. We're going to hold. Then we're going to come forward and come back, pushing those hips a little bit deeper into your ankles. Notice my toes are tucked. Coming back forward. 2 more times, just holding for a good 3 to 4 seconds. Come back forward just to release tension. Last time. Here. Ease off. I'm going to stay in this position right here. I'm going to take one hand. I'll start off with my left. My fingers are just going to touch right in front of my ear. I'm not going to grab my head. They're just going to touch. I'm going to take my elbow. I'm going to reach towards the opposite knee. That's just the direction I'm going. And then I'm going to rotate up. Now don't force this rep. We're going to do 5 for both sides. And by the time you get to the 5th rep, that's when I really want you trying your absolute hardest to go as full range as you possibly can. Bringing that elbow back in towards the right knee. All the while, keeping that right arm locked out and straight. Don't let the elbow bend. Reaching back up, exhale. And when I'm reaching up here, I'm focusing on turning my chest. Going back down.
Reaching up, trying to go a little bit further on this rep. Down, back up a little bit further, and then last rep as far as you can go. Really trying to get that chest turned up towards the ceiling. We're going to switch. Again, fingertips just touching. Right side now, elbows going towards the left knee. And I'm going to bring it up. These first couple reps, you're just kind of figuring out what's your resting level of mobility here. Bring it in towards the knee. And back up. You can push a little further. But again, you're just kind of seeing what you're playing with right now. Bring it back down. And up. Trying to go a little further. Now these last 2 reps, we're going to start pushing pretty good. Down to that knee and then up. Really start turning that chest up towards the ceiling. Back down, last time, as far as you can. Bring it up. And relax. Alright. We're going to get into a front lean rest position. So push-up position. We're going to pump the ankles just a little bit. One side to the other. You can hold for a good second, or you can skip the hold, just do a bunch of little mini reps, or go in for a nice little. Up to you. Now we're going to go into a downward dog position. I'm going to hike my hips up, push my head through my shoulders, and I'm really pushing my heels down, even though they're not touching the ground. I'm trying to push them down towards the ground. You should feel your hamstrings light up. And now we're going to go into an upward dog position. Hips drop, shoulders raised. And I'm going to basically depress my shoulder girdle. I'm still breathing. And then we're going to inhale. Go back into downward dog. Exhale. Inhale. Let's go down into upward. And exhale. Kick those hips back up. Back into downward dog. Deep inhale. And we'll exhale as we go to our upward dog again. Pushing those shoulders away. Last time, downward dog. Really pushing your head through those shoulders. Reaching into the ground with your arms. Inhale. And exhale as we go into our upper dog. Relax. We're going to go back into a downward dog position, and when we do that, we are going to rotate through with one arm. That's going to look like this. Downward dog, rotating through with my right hand. It's going to reach through. It doesn't have to touch the toe. That's just the direction I'm going. Okay, so we're going to start off, everybody up into a front leaning rest position. Hike the hip up. Right arm reaches through towards the left foot. Doesn't have to touch this direction it's going. Rotating through, come back to that front leaning rest position. Switch. Left arm reaches through. Back. And I'm in this position here, I'm squeezing my abs, I'm squeezing my glutes. Reaching up and through with the right, towards the left foot, and then back to the front leaning rest, and with your left now. Back to the start. Again with the right. Back, speeding it up a little. And with the left. Back. And the right. Back. And with the left. Back. Last time for each side. Right. Back. Left. And rest. We're going to get into that all fours position again. We're going to stretch our wrists out. So what we're going to do is I'm not going to put too much weight on my arms here. What I'm going to do is keep my palms flat. I'm just going to keeping my elbows straight as well. I'm going to lean forward just enough, and if you need to, you can pull your arms back a little bit so you can lean forward. Mild stretch. Ease off. Do that one more time. Just leaning forward. If this is putting a lot of pressure on your wrists, back off, you don't need to do it. And here comes a little difficult one here. You're going to do the back part of your palm, so you can't put any weight on your hands here. All my weight is sinking back. My arms are straight. Now I'm actually going to lean back to apply the stretch. You should feel this on the top side of your hand, back side of your wrist, maybe even a little bit in the forearms. Ease off by leaning forward a little, and then come back. Ease off, come back. Very good. Now, nice and easy, take pressure off. Hands are going to supinate. Lean forward. Our hands are flat, and to apply the stretch, you're just going to lean back now. Keep your elbows locked out, and this should be lighting your hands up. Inner side of the forearm or underside. Ease forward, lean back, ease forward. Last time, coming back, and ease off. Now, we're going to go into child's pose here, so bring my toes together, my knees are apart. I'm going to shift my hips back, and my arms out, and reach. I'm just going to breathe. Trying to keep my breathing slow and deep. Keeping my hands on the ground, I'm going to walk my hands over towards my left side towards 10 o'clock. I'm over towards my left, and I'm going to think about pushing my right shoulder down into the ground as I relax my head in between my arms. So I'm pushing my right shoulder down. You're going to feel that right shoulder and under armpit light up. You should feel a good stretch in that area. It might even go all the way to your neck. But my head is relaxed, and you're just breathing. Keeping your hands on the ground, we're going to walk it out towards the right, towards 2 o'clock. We're on our right side, but this time our left shoulder is what we're going to focus on pushing down towards the ground. Again, with my head relaxing in between my arms. then walk it back towards the left side, towards 10, last time. Right shoulder digging down to the ground, head relaxed. And walking it over towards 2 o'clock. Towards the right, left shoulder digging down. And we're going to square up. So now I'm squared up here, lower body still in the same position. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to needle through underneath my left armpit. Almost as if I'm trying to get my head underneath that armpit. My arm, left arm, is going to reach out actively overhead until the elbow is locked out. My shoulder is feeling a good stretch. My body weight is resting on my right shoulder. Left arm is active, right shoulder is relaxed. My head is relaxed down on the ground and I'm just breathing. Holding that position, reaching as far as you can overhead with that left arm. And ease off. Square up. Right arm is going to reach out. Left arm is going to needle through and under. Right arm is going to reach out further, letting my body weight rest on my left shoulder. Right arm is actively reaching into the stretch. Just breathing. And you'll square up. One more time for each side. Right shoulder, right arm, needle through. Left arm, reach out overhead. Relax, square up and switch. Needle through with the left arm. Right arm overhead. Reaching out. Relaxing your body weight on the left shoulder. And relax. We're going to go back into our downward dog. Just 2 times into the upward dog. So downward dog here. Raise your hips up. Push your head through your shoulders. Inhale. And exhale as we go into our upward dog. I'm reaching away. Reaching my shoulders away from my ears. We're going to inhale as we come back up. And get ready last time. Exhale. Nice and easy. Chest is up. Active upper body. And we're going to relax. We're going to go into a all fours position here. This time we're going to do a reach through. So first time we did behind the head with the elbow, now we're going to reach through. So key, elbow is going to stay locked out. Left arm is not going to move. Right arm is going to reach through. I'm going to slide that arm, back hand, back part of that arm on the floor as far as I can, and don't let the left elbow bend at all. Then I'm going to reach towards the ceiling. I'm emphasizing turning my chest. 3 more times. You don't have to go slow with this. Constantly moving here. 1 more. Relax to the other side. Right arm stays locked out. Reaching through, letting the back part of that arm slide on the ground. Reaching through. Don't let the elbow bend. And bring it up. Rotating through towards the ceiling. If you still feel a little tight, remember, don't force the rep. Think about just going a little bit further on the next one. Back through. Reaching up. Last one coming up. Reach through as far as you can. And turn it up as far as you can. Relax. Now we're going to shift our focus a little bit more towards the lower body. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to do 90-90 hip rotations. So knees at 90. Now if you want to get less aggressive with this, just lengthen your legs out, but make sure your knees are still bent. If you want to get a little bit more aggressive with this, bring those heels closer to your butt, okay? And you can bring it up a little bit wider too. Okay, so from here, again, same thing. If I want to be more aggressive, I can lean up, or I can bring it back. From here, we're going to rotate, starting everything rotating towards the right, basically pivoting off your heels, letting both knees fall towards the right, then towards the left. And if I want to make this a little more intense, I can get a little bit more upright. Going to the right, and towards the left. Just like that. And try to make sure you can work your way into keeping your knees bent at 90. And keeping them there, you'll get a little bit more out of it. Now we're going to add a full rotation. Now if you're getting more than enough stretch out of this, then you don't need to go any further. But now we're going to rotate through the upper body. Through, and I'm going to lean in towards the knee that I'm turning into. So chest kind of coming down towards that knee. Last time. All right. Now we're going to stay in a 90-90 position. So we'll start off, my right leg's out in front. My knees are bent at 90. The hip angle is at 90 as well. What I'm gonna do from here is I can come down to an elbow. If that's not comfortable, you can kind of kickstand the arm. Whatever's fine for you. I like this. I think I get a little more leverage here. So the emphasis is gonna be, so we're gonna do a little internal rotation with the back leg, okay? So keeping the knee on the ground, very small movement is going to occur. So this is going to feel probably a little weird. You're going to think about bringing the foot off the ground and turning the knee in towards the ground, just like that. But we're going on internal rotation with your hip. You're going to do this 10 times. You do this on your own. What I do is I give a good squeeze At the top, really emphasize bringing the foot up, keeping the knee bent at 90. You should feel this on the inside of your hip, especially even into the hip joint. Okay, we're doing 10 for each side. I like to give just a good 1 second squeeze at the top. As you finish those 10, you're going to stay in this position. Now this is the hard one. This one's very hard. You're going to try, same thing here, dig the knee down, just front leg, and lift the heel, if you can, up a little, just like that. It's a small range of motion that happens. And even if your foot does not come up, that's okay. You should still feel that hip muscle, the muscle attached here working on that femur. You should still feel it activating. That's what we want. This is, again, we're just trying to activate. And we're going to do 10. Do 10 on your own. And this one, you're definitely going to want to do a good squeeze for like 1 to 2 seconds at the top. Make sure you're breathing and not holding your breath. Let's do 2 more here. And very good. Now we'll switch. Just like that. Okay. Again, get into a position that gives you leverage. Again, here we're going to start with the back leg, doing some internal rotations. I want to lift that heel up. Turn that knee in. Getting just 1 squeeze at the top. Do 10 reps. You may notice that one side is a little bit easier, maybe has more range of motion than the other. That's okay. 2 more. Very good. Now, front leg, try to get that heel up, but try to keep the knee down. Going up. If it doesn't come up very far, that's okay though. Trying to get that foot up again, just so you can see. Doesn't have very far to go, but that's okay. It's activating. It's the activation that we're looking for. We'll do 2 more. Squeeze. Squeeze. Very good. Now, provided this doesn't bother your hip, you're going to kickstand, straight leg. Start with the right, out to the side, foot is flat. I'm not on the side. Foot is flat, unless that bothers your ankle, in which case you can go onto the side. But if possible, try to keep the foot flat. I'm squared up, I'm leaning forward. What I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna shift my hips back and then relax forward. Shift my hips straight back. Relax forward and back. Relax forward, back. You're doing 10 on your own. Doing 10 on your own. Should feel even a stretch on the inside, maybe even the hamstrings, inside of that leg. Nice and easy. Really sitting back with it if you want more of a stretch. Another key bit here is notice that my toe is pointed forward too. And we'll switch. Coming out to the side. Foot is flat, toe is pointed forward. Starting forward,
easing back. You should have some good movement occurring within your hip, ideally. Keeping myself square. I'm not rotating to the sides or twisting. I'm just shifting back. Just shifting back. All right. We're going to get onto the ground in a supine position, laying on our back. Now, if you want to get a little bit more out of this one here, you can add a foam roller to just underneath just the very bottom of your lumbar spine, just on top of your, or just on the SI joint. It'll raise your hips up. But if you want, you can just have your hands underneath your back or no support at all. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna bring your knees up towards your chest. So again, if you wanted a little support here, your hands would go underneath your butt and you bring your knees up. What I like to do, I kind of like without support or with the foam roller, but my arms are out here to brace. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my knees pulled up and I'm just going to bring them out to the side, towards the left. And what I'm trying to do here is keep both my shoulder blades flat on the ground. And then I'm going to pull over towards the other side. You should feel this throughout your back and your sides. Rotate again. Almost went the whole video without a call.
Engine 2, rescue 1, responding to area 2, fall.
And rotate again.
1301 Summit Boulevard, Cross Street, Drainer Trail, North and Easy Street, at Zoo.
One more time for each side. Hopefully that didn't pull y'all out of a zenful state. Probably did. Last time, over to the right. And just relax, laying on your back. Very slowly, you're going to switch over onto your stomach. You're going to do a nice little seal stretch. Keeping my hips planted. Using my arms kind of as a stick kickstand as I lift my chest up. Just holding. If you want, you can rotate, shift, and twist a little bit here. Relax down. We can go back to that child's pose. Close everything off here. So bend my knees, push my hips back into my heels as I reach forward. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, relaxing everything. Sitting upright. And now you're done. All right, guys, give me some feedback. Smash that like button. Let me know how I did here. Hope y'all have a good day.